Hey guys, it's Brad. So this is the in-depth review of these Chinese barbells that I ordered, and I'm going to flash some specs up on the screen first of what I ordered, and then we're going to take a look at what I got and see how it compares to the specs. So you'll see on screen now, these are Olympic competition weightlifting barbells, according to their listing. High quality alloy steel, hard chrome, and black zinc plated, manufactured according to IWF standard. Excellent feel and performance. Male bar capacity 1,500 pounds, female bar capacity 1,000 pounds. Men's barbell 20 kilograms, women's barbell 15 kilograms. Each bar has 8 needle bearings, 2 copper bushings, and 6 knurlings. I guess when you split up from the markings, there's 6 different knurl spots. Anyway, you'll see there the colors, the weights, the material, the grip diameter. These are all supposed to be 28 millimeter. The length of the male bars are 2,200 millimeters. The length of the female bars are 2,010 millimeters. Sorry, grip diameter 28 millimeters on the male bar, 25 millimeters on the female bar, and all of that other good stuff. So if you look below that chart, you're going to see some measurements here. All right. And these are what we're going to check real quick before then we go to the bottom right and look at the pieces. So we're looking for 415 millimeters on the sleeves, 30 millimeters on the shoulder for the male bar, and then 320 millimeter on the sleeves and 30 on the shoulder for the female bar. So first, let's check that. Okay, so on the hardened chrome bar, we're looking at right at 420, and it's supposed to be 415. The black zinc bar, we'll call it 415, maybe 416. This isn't a precision instrument, so we'll give them a little bit of slack there. This is supposed to be 30, looks about 30. Check here. Does seem to be 30, 30, and then I'm going to guess the last one is 30 as well. Also about 30. So not a lot of variation on the shoulder, but about 5 millimeter difference in sleeve length on the male bar. And I'm gonna go ahead and say, if you've seen the other video, they did not send the correct bar, and we'll see why for the chrome men's bar. And then we're going to look here real quick. This should be 320 or 32 centimeters. Spot on. And spot on, give or take a millimeter, and we'll give them that. So good, according to their specs. Not good. And that will continue to be the theme of this video, is this is not the correct bar. Now I'm going to flash a picture up on the screen of what the internal pieces of these barbells should be. You're going to see like a retaining pin, some steel discs, some spacers, some washers, bushings, bearings, all of that good stuff. And it should be the same for all 4 of these. You'll be able to see that the parts list doesn't match up really on any of these. There are some extra like bent washer spacers that I have never seen in a barbell before. And I actually have these. So this going from here to here actually are the pieces going in reverse order up through here. But you'll see on the correct bar, there are 2 needle bearings in each of these. And then if you check inside the sleeve at the shoulder end, there are 2 needle bearings and a brass bushing, like you see in the picture. On the incorrect bar, there is only 1 needle bearing cartridge, and on this end and on this end, so 4 total when there are so 4 total for the entire bar. 1, 2, 3, 4 when there's supposed to be 4 per sleeve. And then also, if you look at the picture, just moving along, because all the other pieces are essentially the same. So we're just going to use this one to walk down the pieces. There is a snap ring. And then in the picture, you'll see that then there's this metal disc. Well, each one of these has this like flimsy little piece that is probably, you can get like engraved or a sticker put on it or something. But that's not shown in the picture, and I don't know why you couldn't just do that to the metal disc itself. Maybe they do that to save money. All the discs are the same, and then they have these little things that they can put a picture or engrave on. Next, you will see a washer or like a spacer here. This is a spacer that goes behind this. And then in the picture, it looks like there's something between this and the spacer, which may be this bent little thing here. But in the bars, they all came behind this ring when it's probably supposed to be something like that. So that's one thing. And then the next thing we have here is another snap ring, which actually, no, I think that's what they're showing is the snap ring. So their order in the picture is way off of what's inside this bar and actually how it fits together. So what we're seeing there is not this, it is this, and it's just on the wrong side there. So then next in the picture, you have the snap ring on this side of this, then the 2-piece retaining washer, then, I don't know, another spacer, but in here we have that ring thing again, which is like this flex thing that kind of, you can push it in there, I guess, to keep everything tight. But just looking at the pictures, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because then we have these 2 needle bearing cartridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the only thing I see extra would be this kind of disc at the end, and then maybe one of these kind of washer things. Another difference to call out is on the female bars. I've never seen this before. They actually have this raised, like the 2-piece washer has like a little raised lip right there, whereas the one for the male bar does not. So that's interesting. But again, these came apart easily. I've torn down both sides of the bar already. No issues here with sleeves and the components. This is not the correct bar. Now we're going to go look at the shaft of the bars and also the knurling. I'm going to flash the picture of the measurements up on screen again, and we are looking at the knurling, the space between the knurling, and supposedly the IPF, International Powerlifting Federation, knurl marking or ring, and the IWF, International Weightlifting Federation marking. And already you should be able to see, anyone who knows about these markings and what they're supposed to be, 810 millimeters apart for the Powerlifting Federation and 910 millimeters apart for the International Weightlifting Federation. And it's supposed to be the exact same on the male and the female bar, or the 20 kg and the 15 kg. And I see this a lot in men's and women's bars. these obviously don't line up. So I'm going to flash again up on screen, and you'll see what they're saying is both of these bars are supposed to have a 420 millimeter gap between the knurling, which obviously it doesn't have because you can eyeball it and see that those don't match. The first set of knurling is supposed to be 190, then 45, then 195. And obviously that is not what's going on here. So first, let's check the 20 kg bar and just see how far the powerlifting knurlings are apart. So they should be 810 apart, and I mean, it's close. It's close. I'll give them that. But I mean, close is not exactly, because, yeah, it's hard for me to see for my lighting. Again, this is not a precision tape measure I'm using here, but we'll give them 8. So close, so close. We'll give them 815. Yeah, we'll give them 815 on the men's bar. And then for the International Weightlifting Federation, we'll give them, man, that is 915 if I stretch it. And again, this is not a precision instrument I'm using here. And the lighting, let's see, put that right there. I'm gonna give them 916 or 17. So it should be 910. We're about 6 millimeters off on that one. This one should be 810, and we're about 5 millimeters off on that one for the male bar. Female bar should be the same. For this one, we have 790, so we're way off. For this one, we have 892, still way off. And then these line up pretty much the same on the female bars. So this is close. The male bar is close to IPF and IWF marking specs. Female bars are not. They should essentially line up with what's on the male bar. Now, if we look at what they claim their measurements are supposed to be, should be 420 millimeters between knurling, and we're looking at 422. So close. But the female bar is supposed to be the exact same, and we've got 388. And I'll just eyeball it and say it's 388 on both of those. So this is very close. These are not. And that's what we're going to find with the rest of these markings. These markings are supposed to match these markings. So this should be out more. These should be over more. And let's see. So this first set of neural markings on each side, they claim as 190. And it is 195 over here and 195 over here. So already that we're off on IPF and IWF specs, and we're also off on the specs that they claim in their document. What did we say? 195? Yeah, this is even more. This is like 199. Same 199, and that's because they're in further. This is going to be about the same. Actually, this one's even more. And I can see now that this is a little further. Looking at like, we'll still give them 199. In between the rings is supposed to be 45 millimeters. And we're going to say, they got that one pretty close on the male bar. On the female bar, also pretty close. We'll give them that one. So they do have that measurement correct. And the last one we're going to look at is 195 on the outside. So we're going to throw this on here and say they got 190, not 195 on the male bar. Got 198. On the female bars, check over here. 190, 198, 198. So they're off on IPF and IWF measurements and off on their own measurements, but the male bar is the closest. And I would say it's so close for not being like official, right? So that's 815 between those two, 915 between those two versus 810 and 910. I would accept that. The male bar is acceptable. I mean, that's an acceptable distance, but this is supposed to be, they claim 420 in the middle here. And I mean, they're close. I'm even going to give it to them. I'm going to say they're like 422. So the 20 kg bar, and it's not going to be a shock when we get to the end of this video, is my favorite of all of these. And you notice I don't have the chrome 20 kg bar because we're about to move these out of the way and switch to that one, and you'll see why. So I have measured the chrome bar as well. Its specs are closer than the female bars, but still not as close as the black zinc bar. The reason I didn't have all of these in frame together is because I cannot get this sleeve off. So you saw in my other one, earlier in this video, where all of these have this kind of locking thing here, and the sleeve is supposed to slide back to allow these to unhook or to come apart. And then when you're putting the sleeve back on, you slide the sleeve back, you put this in a little channel, and then slide the sleeve over it, and it holds these retaining washers there. So this bar, I do not have a micrometer or calipers that will measure the diameter of these. We said the male bars are supposed to be 28 mil, and then the female bars are 25 millimeters. What happened right here feels like this bar feels a little bit thicker than the 28 mil. I'm guessing it's a 28.5, or just their measurements are a little off again, but it's so much so that I can't, okay, now it's stuck, but I can't push the barbell back far enough to get these two-piece washers out. And then I have to kind of do that. So this bar tapers somehow to get fatter over here. You see, it's spinning here. I start to push back, spins less, it's on the knurling, spins less, and then stops spinning altogether, but it's not back far enough to get those washers out. And so if I kind of give it a couple of, I'm stuck again, so I like push it hard. These washers should be able to come right out. They can't. And I have kind of whacked this thing with the hammer a few times to try to move this sleeve back. We've even got like in there, the sleeve does not move back anymore to let these washers come out. And I mean, they're, without the sleeve moving back to let the washers out, you can't get the sleeve off. And it will not go back anymore. Right? So what that tells me is this thing is tapering and getting fatter the further this way it goes. And what I'm going to have to do is either grind this knurling down or sand it down, or just keep twisting it and reaming out my brass bushings in there until it will go back far enough to get these off. So not only is this the wrong bar, it's also a defective bar. If you saw the earlier videos, you saw how ate up the packaging was, but surprisingly, I mean, there was some scuffing and damage to the ends of the sleeves and stuff like that, but surprisingly, it wasn't too bad. So now I'm going to get all these back together and give you some final thoughts. All right, let's see if I can weigh these things without breaking my scale or my hurt arm. So this one should be, come on scale, 20 kg. Coming in at 20.1. That is very acceptable. Next one is supposed to be 50 kg. Did I say 50? I meant 15. 15.4. That is a little heavy. Let's check out the chrome one. This is supposed to be 15 kg. Also 15.4. So a little heavy. Let's check our last one. .2. One other thing I wanted to look at before we got to my final thoughts is the finish on the end of these bars. So I think you can see it in the video. This is super rough and scratchy. Like, I don't know, it looks like they sanded it with concrete or something for the chrome. Same on the female bar with the chrome. But for the black zinc, it's super smooth on both of them. Like this end on the black zinc bars is great. And both of these, and this is the same on both sides, it looks like they just stood this up on concrete and scratched it there a few times. So I think you guys know what my final comments are going to end up being if you watch the whole video. If not, I'm getting ready to give them to you. I'm going to put these sleeves back on, and then we'll go from there. So what are my final thoughts on these bars? They're very decent. They have their issues, as you saw throughout this video. The best bar of this bunch, by far, is the 20 kg black zinc. The fit finish is very nice. This is up to my budget standard bar. Like, you guys know that I'm a budget guy, right? So this is a bar I like. It has the fit and finish of the Wonder Bar sleeves from Fringe, but it's got a better knurling. And this knurling is great. The feel is great. I believe this is going to be the Clarksville Barbell Club bar right here. Second up is the Black Zinc 15 kg bar. Same exact comments as the 20 kg fit and finish and feel of the, did I say Bomba Bar or Wonder Bar? The Fringe Wonder Bar, but better knurling. So if you like the Fringe Wonder Bar, but just think, man, if this knurling was just more aggressive, this is it right here. The only problem with the 15 kg bar, like we saw, the marks, the knurl marks don't line up, and they're out of spec in the middle. So if this 15 kg bar had the correct marks and knurl lengths, these are going to be the two Clarksville Barbell Club bars right there. Chrome, I mean, a far, far distant second. Still decent. Like if you went into a gym and they had these bars, you'd be like, oh, okay, it's just a Chrome gym bar. Knurling is not as good as these. The construction of the sleeves feel really good, the sleeves themselves. I like the look and feel of the sleeves, but they were extremely difficult to tear down and to clean and to put back on. And one side of the men's bar, I couldn't even get off. So whether it's their chroming process or something else, their black zinc bars are by far the better bar and the bar that I'm gonna go with. Again, these are not bad bars. If you're looking for like a multi-use weightlifting with powerlifting and weightlifting marks on it, it's a decent bar. I like knurl in the center when I'm squatting, but I'm specifically looking for Olympic weightlifting cross-training bars, and these are it. These, once they get these measurements worked out, are going to get the Clarksville Barbell Club seal of approval and be in our gym. All right, guys, keep training, and I'll see you in the next video.